So welcome everybody. Today we are going to test our back tire. Last week I actually got a flat on my back tire. So I had to replace everything actually, because it wasn't just a flat from a nail or a screw. I had like a piece of hex tool got stuck on my back wheel, right center, and created a big puncture that my tannis wasn't able to stop. So remember I told you that the tannis is only good for small stuff like glass and small things. So it did stop a bunch of staples and little pieces of wire, because I realized that when I took off the wheel that I had all those things stuck on my wheel, but I never had a puncture from them. So it does do that, but it doesn't do big pieces, and it's unfortunate because it's rather unfortunate it doesn't stop big items. So if you look at the pictures, the tannis was completely, well, it's not destroyed, but it's unusable like that, because it made a big hole that you could actually see through. And my tire too has like maybe 1/8 of an inch hole. So yeah, that was something I wasn't expecting. So I wasn't expecting that. The thing is that you can't help where you ride. Like I can't help. This is my daily commuter. So I know the streets are really bad, and they have a lot of cracks and holes, and you can't really see what's in them until you go through them, and by then it's too late. So I didn't see that piece of metal, or else I would have avoided it, which is what everybody should do when they see a big chunk of metal laying around on the road. Unfortunately, it might have been like inside of a deep crack, and then when I went through it, it just did its thing. So what do you do when something like that happens? Well, I hope you have a rescue plan in place. Because I'm telling you, these bikes, no one will pick them up. A bus will not pick you up. Nothing will. Unless you have a friend with an SUV or some kind of truck that they could just pick you up with that. Because they're super heavy. And the tires are super, super thick, wide, and no one would have a bike rack that's specific for e-bikes. So I had my rescue crew come and get me. And yeah, it was, see, the thing is that I work in a very sketchy part of town. So it's a bit dangerous to be like a sitting duck with a very, well, not too expensive bike, but people who don't know prices will think it's like a Super 73 or something, you know, very, not fancy, but well known, like those bikes or aerial rider. I don't know. I never had nothing happen, so I shouldn't say anything. But you should have a way of, should always have a plan just in case things go wrong. What can you do in the event of a situation like that? That you end up with a flat that you just can't fix, which was what happened to me. So it was an unfixable flat because I did have a tube and all the tools to do it, and seriously, it's not as bad as it might seem, especially with the right tools, but I just didn't have an extra tire because I had a hole, and I was afraid if I do fix it and put everything back together, and if I try to ride it home, I will get punctured again midway. So I just called the cavalry to come and get me instead, and not bother with it until I got home to assess the damage, really, because that's what I did. So right now, so I took the tire. Well, first of all, I tried buying another one because I didn't feel comfortable. Because I didn't feel comfortable riding one with a massive hole on it. And because I ride 20 miles one way, yeah, things are bound to happen. So I took it to a tire place to have it patched. I didn't take it to a bike shop. I took it to an actual car garage type of place where I normally take the car when it has a piece of metal in it. So they patched it. I don't know how well that patch will hold. So that's what I have right now on my back wheel. And I also bought another tennis. And I had a Tuffy liner that I was using from before. I bought the tennis, so I put both things in there just in case. So it took me, well, it takes some time to get the tennis, so I didn't do it until the weekend. And I'm testing it right now, which is still considered the weekend. I don't know when I'm going to post this, but still weekend and video time. Ooh, so nice paved roads. I came here purposely to test because this section of the city has really bumpy roads, and I guess they fixed them, so I'm not really testing anything. Wow, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I should go somewhere else because this I purposely took this route because it was terrible, and now they have fixed it. I'm telling you, I couldn't ride a tire with a massive hole because my luck, just my luck, I would have to like not even make it a quarter of a mile before getting a new flat. So I did get, well, I got 2 replacement tires. And the reason that I got 2 is because when I went to the Juice website, this particular model tire was sold out. So use takes a while before they replenish their supplies, their inventory. So I wasn't gonna wait, because I've been riding my mid-drive to work, and that thing only has a 652 watt-hour battery and a 500 watt motor. So I end up, and it has no throttle, so I end up doing most of the work. Like most of it, because I felt it. I was so tired that week. And not only that, I mean, I don't mind riding. I mean, I've done 30 miles on that thing one way, but if you do it every day, yeah, it's gonna have a toll on you. And I have spoke wheels on that thing, and my ride is super bumpy. So while online looking for a replacement for this type of wheel size, and anything that you could possibly think of was sold out. So I started really searching for one, because my spokes were not gonna last in such a bumpy road. Like, it's seriously bumpy. I mean, well, you'll remember from my videos, it's really horrible. So I was either gonna mess up a spoke and have it replaced, or I have to trim my wheels every weekend. Either way, it wasn't gonna be fun. So I decided to go online, went into the black hole of YouTube, and a lot of people were buying the Shinko tires, the 241s and the 244s. So I went to see if those were in stock, and I did find those in stock, like in a lot of places. So I bought one. I think it was like $50. So I'm still waiting on that. That's supposed to come soon. And I also bought a tube that's supposed to be heavy duties for motorcycles or dirt bikes. So I did that. Wow, I wonder what happened there. You hardly ever see that here. So I ended up buying a Shinko 244 tire. Now I'll link up a description of what I got. So I don't know if it's gonna fit. I'll let you know if it fits well and how hard it was to put it on. So I didn't know if I wanted to use the Tannis for that, since it's already a motorbike type of tire. So I'm gonna try it without a Tannis and only the Tuffy liner. Hopefully I won't get a flat. But many people said that it's flat resistant. So I don't know about that. I seriously don't know about that. $449, $469, $479. Like I haven't bought gas in a long time. Must have issues. Anyway, so I haven't bought gas in a long time. So I had no idea how expensive it is. I mean, it changes every time, but $4.29 is really expensive. So I ended up with a Shinko's 244. And I'm hoping that it works well. It's a knobby tire, that's the only thing. Because I don't want to, like, it's going to have a lot of rolling resistance. And I don't know how well I will do with it on the road. So, I don't know. Here. Oops. I don't step on something, I can't see anything. So the knobby tires are possibly going to minimize my range. So if it does, I'd probably just change it back. I did manage to buy, I think yesterday I went on the Juice website and I actually saw my tire, so I bought it just in case. So this is the thing you don't know about the companies, that if they're gonna have the replacements ready to go, they usually don't. So you end up buying something else and then maybe you check again and they're there. So you're gonna have to act fast before they go out of stock again. It could get expensive in the long run. But it's never a bad idea to have a spare something like a tire, because where I ride is really bad. It's incredibly bad. I'm surprised I haven't had more flats. I'm serious. So other than the flat, the bike has behaved pretty well. And I had no issues with it anymore. So we shall see in the long run what happens. But so far so good. I bought it March. But I really didn't start using it until maybe May, because it didn't work out of the box. But then I got the parts. Just send them to me. Eventually they did. And so the bike has been working since then. So it doesn't go fast, but it's plenty fast for what I use it. So I was looking for something legal and that I could use and not have to be looking over my shoulder if I don't see the popo next to me, and then they could pull me over for having something that's not street legal. I don't know. I never seen it happen, but it's just my luck. My luck is exclusively bad. So why risk it? Don't risk it. Don't put yourself in a situation where you risk it. Anyway, I'll let you know how it went. So far so good. My tire hasn't popped yet, and it's been 11 miles. So it's half of what I do normally in one way. So I might be taking it tomorrow. Hopefully I don't regret my decision and I have to call my rescue party again. But so far so good. It doesn't seem to be acting up. And we shall see if I make it. And if I don't, I'll let you know. Good thing I have the tires coming my way, so either way, it won't be long before I replace them. So hopefully it'll last me a week. And I'll be super extra careful, so I have to leave a little bit earlier to be super extra careful with it. And I will see you on the next one. Ride safely.